We all have goals in our lives, but not all of our goals are necessarily our own goals. Sometimes we do things to make other people happy, and we may not even realize it. So in this video, I'm going to share a little bit about false goals, false doorways, and ways to finding your true purpose or your true why in life. So sit tight, we'll get right into it. Hey guys, I'm Jen Palco. So in this video, we're going to talk about false goals. False goals are goals that we have, things we do to make other people happy. And we don't necessarily realize that they're a false goal of ours. They may seem very real to us. So there's four main common goals. Usually the first is career status, job status. The second would be relationship status, financial, and social status. These are four biggies that people have false goals for other people. And a lot of times we may not realize, we may actually think that these are our own goals, what we truly want. So it can be deceptive in a sense. So false goals, the problem with false goals are they may be completely out of alignment to who we really are, to our true why in life. And down the line, they can lead to problems. If we're feeling out of alignment, then eventually we're going to feel unfulfilled in some aspect in our lives. So sometimes we actually get suckered into having false goals by our family or by our friends or by people we know. For a lot of families, you know, the parents may pressure their son or daughter to become a lawyer or something, or to think a certain way about financials, or feel like they need to achieve a certain financial status, or socially, like with friends, with peers, especially in adolescent stage. A lot of kids feel like they need to be somebody or do something or obtain something to fit into the mold. Okay. Same with relationships. You know, if you're 40 years old and you're not married or you don't have kids, or for a lot of people that can be an issue for them. They feel like they need to fit into the mold of other people. So in a lot of cases, they will try to achieve that same status to fit in, to not feel like an outcast. So false goals can also come from lower vibrational states. So things like fear, anxiety, desperation, hopelessness, unworthiness, depression. These things can all contribute to false goals and to us feeling like we need to obtain something to fill the void of what we're feeling, of these emotions that we're feeling. So in that aspect, false goals can be very difficult to differentiate between real goals because we feel like they're real goals. Are false goals always necessarily bad? Well, no, because false goals can fill a temporary need sometimes. So if, say, we need our financial situation to improve, we need money instantly to pay our bills, you know, to pay our loans off or something like that, then that's where a false goal can help us out in you know, for an immediate need. So if we get a job that we may be completely out of alignment with, you know, we don't love it, but we do it anyway because we need to make money and we need to be able to sustain and live our lives and pay our bills and stuff like that. So realize that a false goal can fill an immediate need. So it's not necessarily always a bad thing per se, but it can become problematic if it continues that way. So if we stay in that job or we stay in that unfulfilled state or that state where we feel completely out of alignment, then that's where down the line we'll start to feel, you know, emotions are unfulfilled or start to feel like lower vibrational stuff. So if it's done for more of like a relationships social status, then it can be more problematic. If it's just like, I need money, so I need to get a job right now and to fill that immediate need. So, relationship status, it's like, I need to get married right away because all my friends are married and, the clock is ticking and stuff like that, then that's a false goal that can be problematic, because you can run into, just making a bad decision in your life, impulsive decision. So another thing, false goals for an immediate need, say, I need money. So you get a really high paying job or something like that. A false goal for an immediate need can often turn into a false goal for social status. So say you're filling your immediate need with money, so you get a high paying job somewhere. Eventually it can gravitate or turn into the I'm better than you because I have money and you don't type of thing. So you have to watch out. There's a lot kind of involved here. All right. So if you're in a position and it's not really true to who you are, but you're making a lot of money, your ego starts getting involved, and suddenly you're doing it for social status as well, because you're at a high level and you look down on anybody else who is beneath you in a sense, whether it's employees of yours or whether it's people who you see working at, the supermarket or whatever it is. So you have to be very mindful of that, because it can be tricky and start to really distort your reality and viewing of life. So we kind of lose ourselves a little bit when we are just living our lives completely not true to who we are or what we truly want, to our true why. So it can get worse in a sense. Over time, we can be so disconnected from this and this that we lose ourselves in the process. So another thing to be very mindful of. See, if you have to talk yourself into something, then most likely it's a false goal. If you have to talk yourself into something, most likely it's a false goal of yours. Okay, you should never have to really talk yourself. If your soul, if your heart is, every piece of you is saying yes, then the rational side of you does not need to step in at all, because from the get-go, it'll be a yes. It'll be a yes. In order to understand your true why, you need to first ask yourself a few questions. Number one, where did this false goal come from? Did it come from family, social acceptance, your peers, or did it come from an emotion? Did it come from fear? Did it come from despair, feeling unworthy, or depression? All right, so you have to ask yourself, where did this false goal come from in the first place? What started it for you? To determine your true why or your true goal in life, you have to get to know yourself a little bit better. What type of person are you? What's your personality? What are your character traits? Are you creative? Are you caring? Do you like taking care of other people? Are you kind? Are you patient? Are you a problem solver? Are you good with are you good with your hands? Do you like to travel? Do you like to talk? Do you not like to talk? So are you more passive or are you more extroverted? After that, ask yourself, well, what is my skill set? What am I good at doing? Some people, this can relate to a past job you've had, past career, or it can just relate to just things you're naturally good at. Like some people are naturally good at art or naturally good at fixing things, problem solving, stuff like that. So you have to put these two together, your personality traits, character traits, who you are, and what you're good at, what your skill sets are in your life. So the last thing you want to do is determine what you love to do, what you like to do, what you love to do. What are your passions? What are your hobbies? Okay, so it's not just what your skill set is or your personality traits, but what do you like to do? What do you love to do? What can you do all day and it would feel like time just passes you by? So it doesn't matter. It could be writing, or it could be gaming, or it could be playing soccer. Do you like watching movies? Do you like music? If so, what kind of movies do you like? Do you like funny movies? Do you like action movies? Do you like, what kind of music do you like? When do you listen to music? Like what kind of things are you doing when you listen to music, and what kind of emotions does it conjure up for you? If you like to read, what types of books do you like to read? What are the topics that you're interested in? See, all these things tie into finding your true goal and what you actually care about. So the last thing is to tie your skill set to what you care about. To what you care about. If you could tie all these things together, you know, your skill set, also your personality traits, to what you love to do, then you are getting closer to your goals. You are getting closer to your goals, or at least you're expanding your thinking on it, where eventually you will find your why, what you really want to do, be, or have in your life. So the key is to never force it, okay? Whenever you're forcing it, that's going to create so much resistance in you, and you're not going to really get to your goals in a natural, organic way. So you never want to force it. If it feels forced, then stop what you're doing and revisit it at a later time. Once you put the call out, then just let it go and live your life as you've always been living it. And one day you'll notice that something may pop up into your head because you've been thinking about it and because you've been writing this stuff down, that eventually you will get an idea, kind of like a little aha moment, little light bulb goes off, and you will get closer to your why, to your goal, but never force it, you know, let it come naturally to you. So that is it. You know, I hope you all strive to find your true goal, your true doorway in life, your true path, and not live your life for somebody else, okay? So take these signs of, you know, the false goals and use them, you know, really think about it, and then apply, you know, the things that I mentioned about getting to your true why or your true goals, and start writing ideas down. Start writing down, you know, what you're good at, and then what you love to do. As silly as it is, even it's like taking a bath. Write it all down, because these will all give you some sort of insight in the future. All right, and if you can tie a couple things together, it'll really help you. All right, so I hope you all have a great day. Please subscribe if you haven't yet for a daily video every morning, and I'll see you guys on the next video.